What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about high ticket sales and remote closing, what it is, why it exists, why you should listen to me, and how you can actually get started in it for free. What we're going to cover is how the roles and the different positions actually work, examples of like different opportunities within the industry, and compensation structure and how to actually make money from this. Now, how much you can make is actually going to depend on your effort level, the skill development that you go through, the training that you go through, and different compensation packages for different companies as well. But I do want to let you guys know, though, that remote closing and high ticket sales is one of the most profitable and in-demand skills in the online space. It is 2025. We live in a digital world, and anybody can make money from online wherever you want in the world. So you're really gonna have two different roles. Setters and closers are the two primary roles. You're usually gonna start out as a setter, especially with no experience, and you can move up into a closer. You become a sales manager. There's DMs that are even before that, but really there's setters and closers. The compensation is always gonna be commission based. Sometimes they will have a base pay. You honestly want to work for commission only though, because you kill what you eat and the compensation becomes strictly up to you. There are literally endless opportunities right now. I'm talking thousands of jobs that are available right now with people hiring in this skill set, and it's consistently growing every single day. So what is remote closing? So remote closing is the process of handling these high ticket conversations either through a laptop or through your phone. Now, you want to think of entrepreneurs and influencers like Grant Cardone, like Tony Robbins, like Jay Shetty, Alex Ramosi, people like this, where they are big in the online space and people want to learn from them. They want to get info from them. And your job as either a setter or a closer is to push the conversation, get people that are already warm to their content and warm to what they're doing, who are interested in what they're doing, and get them on a sales call and close deals. So typically these online coaches and influencers, they drive their traffic through ads, through webinars, through organic content, which funnels people into a sales call where they're going to pay for these programs that cost anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 per package. Now, here's the thing. These entrepreneurs do not want to take sales calls themselves. They hire specialized sales teams, again, closers and setters, to take the sales calls for them to free up their time to then focus on getting results in the program, their marketing, and other things that they do in their life as well. High ticket sales and remote closing is literally the backbone of today's online education, coaching, and consulting. While automated courses used to dominate back in the day, now what's most profitable and most scalable is hiring a sales team to have one-on-one conversations to tailor specific needs towards the individual of who's buying the actual program. So here's why the opportunity exists. So these business owners, again, like Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone, people like this, they usually cap out anywhere from $30,000 to $150,000 a month, taking their own sales calls, doing all the marketing, talking to people every single day and doing the fulfillment. They can only get to a certain level if they take their own sales calls. So once they get to a certain level where they can't take their own sales calls anymore because they're fully booked out, then they hire setters and closers to take on that job for them. That way they continue to scale their own businesses. I've personally worked with businesses who are doing 300 to 500,000 hours a month. I've worked with businesses doing 5,000 hours a month, building them up to 100,000 hours a month. That way they can hire salespeople to take their calls for them. This creates consistent demand for online skilled sales professionals. A lot of people now, especially after the pandemic, are ditching universities and colleges, and the people like you are going towards people who have specific knowledge in specific industries and specific niches and learning from them directly. So why should you listen to me? Well, I'm going to tell you about my journey and how I got started in this, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to relate as well. So when I first got into high ticket sales, it was a brand new industry for me. I had no idea what it was, how it worked, just like you do right now. I grew up in really tough circumstances myself, and I've been through a lot of adversity. So my house burned down when I was in 9th grade. I was 14 years old, the day before Thanksgiving. That same day, I was placed into foster care with my brothers, but we all got split up in different homes. I bounced between group homes, friends' homes, couches, motels, cars, you name it. And I honestly did carry those struggles into adulthood. After high school, I went to college, not because I had a plan, just because I needed somewhere to sleep at night and hopefully get a job when I graduated. And every single summer, I used to work this construction job just so I had a little bit of money to go back to college with. But I used to, again, stay on friends' couches and stuff like that because I really had nowhere to go. So for construction, I used to do masonry. It was hot. I used to work in the summer heat in upstate New York. It freaking sucked. It was for $15 an hour. And I just worked that job just so I could make some money to go back to school with and hopefully last me the whole entire year. In my junior year of college, the pandemic hit, and I realized that college was scamming me. The debt was piling up, the opportunities were shrinking, so I made the decision to drop out of college. At that point, I became a barber during the pandemic, and I did my first mentorship, which introduced me into high ticket sales. I was cutting hair full time. I built a following online of 55,000 people, reaching millions of people, but I was stuck in one location. I didn't want to be stuck in one location, trading my time for money. And that's when I really got into high ticket sales. Remote closing gave me a life where the only ceiling I could hit was my own skill. I went from trading time for money to a skill that would generate me 30 to 40,000 hours a month while being able to live wherever I wanted to. So I moved from New York to Florida. I got a house in tropical South Florida, and I love it. As my peak as a closer, I was making 30 to 40,000 hours a month in commissions, which at one point in my life, I thought would be impossible to reach. I never even knew that was honestly possible. But more than money, it gave me freedom. The freedom to work from wherever I wanted to, from the beach, from my house, from a coffee shop, to across the country if I really wanted to build a day around performance instead of my boss's schedule, to finally feel like my effort equaled reward. It also gave me a shit ton of fucking confidence. I learned that if I could master frameworks like objection handling, having an effective discovery, negotiation, shifting people's beliefs, that I wouldn't need perfect product knowledge or a cushy background in that specific niche that I was selling. I could step into any industry, any room, and create results. That adaptability gave me the stability that I needed, not because the world got safer and the economy is getting better, it's because I became more valuable. And as I kept getting better, my friends and colleagues were reaching out, asking me how they can get started, how they can improve, how can they even get into high ticket sales, how can they work remote. Joey, how can I make even $10,000 a month working for remote? If I could just make $10,000 a month, I would be perfectly fine with that. One of my closest friends went to school and got his master's degree in cybersecurity and quit that job after spending $100,000 on school to get into high ticket sales. Now makes more money than he was making in cybersecurity and has way more freedom, doesn't have to work on someone else's schedule, can work on his own time, and makes as much money as he wants to. Today, he is making $10,000 plus a month working fully remote and has far more freedom than he did working in cybersecurity after getting his master's degree. And it really got me thinking, seeing people really close to me get into the same industry that I did with no experience, transform their skills, completely change their lives, got me understanding that what I was doing was even bigger than myself as well. Now that I've taken everything that I've learned in the trenches, I'm building it into my own brand, my own business, and my own movement, honestly. I help others quit their jobs, become top closers, help agency owners scale up from their first sales calls to where they have to need a closer and setter, and help them just reach levels that they didn't think was possible. I know firsthand, trust me, what it feels like to want more, to want to level the fuck up, to want to get out of my situation but not know where to go. And remote closing and high ticket sales completely changed my life. And I know that it can for you too. High ticket sales and remote closing gave me financial independence. It gave me stability for my family. And it gave me a vision to not only help myself, but something much bigger than myself. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about the two roles that you can get in high ticket sales. So you're going to have setters and you're going to have closers. So what setters do essentially is they just filter out warm leads and put the best leads on a closer calendar. They get warm leads generated. You're not out prospecting, digging through groups, digging through a bunch of different shit. You're getting warm leads sent to you. You're getting warms sent to you and generated for you by the marketing of that entrepreneur that you're working with. You're getting these leads as a setter, again, from Facebook groups, from organic content, from ads, from webinars. So people who are highly interested in the product. Most of the setters that I've seen get paid some sort of base plus commission. So it can be anywhere from like a 1 to 2K base plus 3 to 5% on the deal closed. So if you're selling a product that's $5,000, you would get paid, let's say, a 1K base plus 5% commission, where you get paid $250 per close set. For closers, this is a little bit more of a higher level position. Closers are actually handling the sales calls and closing the deals. Calls may come directly from ads or from setters, so they are warm leads. Usually you're going to get a higher percentage of commission than the setters. It's usually around 10%. So if the ticket price for the program is $5,000, you're going to make $500 per sale. And these calls take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour long. This position requires a stronger sales skill set and a little bit more experience. If you're brand new, starting as a setter is usually the best way to go to get your foot in the door. I even started as a setter. In my first month as a setter, I made $8,000, and how that compensation was broken down is I made $6,000 in commissions plus a $2,000 base. Usually after 3 to 6 months proving yourself as a setter and becoming an asset to the team, you get bumped up to a closer. After 3 months of me being a setter, I got bumped up to a closer. And my first month as a closer, I made $14,000 in commissions. Now, I want to give you some more real world examples of different offers across different niches and industries. Like I said before, there's literally thousands of jobs of people hiring right now because there's more and more online coaches with specific information that people want to buy. So we'll start with coaching programs. There's fitness, there's mindset, there's personal development, there's business opportunities, relationships. So for fitness examples, there's online offers out there that maybe charge $3,000 to $5,000 where they help busy dads lose weight while still having to work and take care of their kids. So what the busy dads would do is they would hop on a sales call because they relate to them, and they would pay $3,000 to $5,000 and get the results that they're looking for if the program is really good. There's also consulting and B2B services like marketing agencies, lead gen, and enrollment for schools. There's also specialized niches like musicians that are mastering their craft. There's like how to start a pooper scooper business. There's personal trainers teaching people how to become an online coach, e-commerce launches, drop shipping courses, stuff like that. Now, if you have prior experience in any of those specific industries, you're going to have a powerful edge, but if you don't have it, it's not a problem. Now, I do want to say, this is not a get rich quick model by any means. This is a skill set that you have to develop and work on. Even if you've come from other sales industries like car sales or insurance sales, selling information is a different process. And it's a skill that you're going to have to learn. So luckily for you, I'm going to teach you how to get into it for free for a very limited amount of time. I have a free school community where you can get all the training that you need, learn how to place yourself on these offers, how to interview, how to set yourself up for success, and how to actually land a role. Now, it is only going to be free for a limited amount of time. So if you're interested in actually getting into high ticket sales, you can watch more of my content on Instagram. You can join my free school community. You can follow me on TikTok, and you can also message me for more one-on-one help. Guys, I hope that you learned a lot about this. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know, but I'll see you guys on the inside, and hopefully we make some money together. Have a good one.